What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Charles Desjardins, President and CEO of Pegasus Resources. Nice to have you on, Charles. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to be talking about this company. So can you start by giving us a brief introduction to the company, along with telling us a little bit more about what you do?
Okay. Well, Pegasus Resources is a company that's focused on uranium assets right now in Canada and the USA. Some of our assets are in the Athabasca Basin. We have a project in Utah, as well as a project in South Dakota.
Yeah, the uranium sector right now is pretty hot and active. So Pegasus Resources recently entered into agreements pertaining to its Confederation Lake properties. Can you tell us more about your latest news?
Yeah, so those were assets that that was basically the previous area that we focused on, which was in Confederation Lake, which is near Red Lake. The Confederation Lake claims are claims that we sold to Imagine Lithium and Trillium Gold Corp. They are basically what we were working on previously, which is VMS style deposits. We have about $1 million in cash and stock from those sales. Some of the assets they couldn't figure out the area of influence on they were claims that were optioned from Noranda, which subsequently got bought by Glencore. The staking system in Ontario has recently changed, so they couldn't figure it all out. So they ended up giving us back some of the claims from around Freedart and a major asset that is 2 million tons of 8.5% zinc equivalent at Garnet Lake. So what we're planning to do with that is just clean it up, figure out the area of influence, and then resell it.
Interesting. So, I know it's a tough question, probably hard to answer, but which one of your projects do you favor right now and why, in terms of near-term potential?
Yeah, so I think the Cord project, our most recent announcement, is significant because it's got about 4 million pounds of uranium based on historic resources. It also looks like we could grow that to 10 to 12 million based on historic reports. So that's really significant. That deposit is an in situ recovery deposit where, well, we hope it's going to be. We need to prove it. Where basically you create like a flushing system. It's highly economic, and it has a very small environmental footprint. So it's a great way to produce environmentally uranium and stuff like that. So that one is probably the leader of the pack right now, but we also have another one in the Athabasca Basin on the northeast side of the Athabasca Basin called Mawsey Lake. That's got about 530 ounces historic itself, 530,000 pounds historic itself. And it looks like there's a trend there that we could grow that significantly. The thing about, junior exploration projects like this, your favorite asset could be right after your next drill hole, right? So
yeah, exactly.
It can change and stuff, but the South Dakota is a gem, and we think it's going to serve us really well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes. So Pegasus has multiple projects, as we just mentioned, and some of the best mining jurisdictions in the world, like Canada and the US. Can you tell us why having a top mining jurisdiction is so important, especially nowadays?
Oh man, there's so many reasons. Like, I've worked on other projects where government changes and they try nationalizing resources and things like that. So our assets are in Canada and the US, and they have their intricacies as well, right? They're a little bit different, and even that diversity is important because you're not stuck behind one government's thinking or First Nations or environmentalists and stuff like that. So it's hugely important. With the present geopolitical environment in the world, the domestic supply of uranium is going to become huge, especially in the US and also in Canada. So that's one of the reasons we think these jurisdictions are really important.
Oh, definitely. So, what are some of the major catalysts investors and prospective shareholders should be looking out for in the near term?
Well, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. We've been starting our permitting. We recently got permitted on Pine Channel, which is in the north of the Athabasca Basin. Um, that project, we're going to do radon cup surveys and an electromagnetic survey, probably starting early June. We're also just started our permitting on Mozzie Lake, and our GEO is going to be having the first meetings with the people that will permit us in South Dakota this week. He'll be there tomorrow or the next day. So those are the main catalysts after we get after our initial stage exploration programs on these projects. Then you'll see the drilling start on them all and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. It'll be exciting to cover it. Hopefully we can have you back on. So the uranium markets have been performing very well so far this year, with valuations lifting in the sector. Of course, we have seen some volatility. Where do you see the market heading as we move into the later part of the year? And where do you think the biggest opportunity lies?
Why did the uranium market has moved into a secular bull market? So this is going to be an ongoing thing. And if the world is serious about a green economy, then nuclear has to be part of the equation. There's no way, that wind and solar is going to be able to power all these cars if you don't want to burn carbon. So it's not really a short-term demand thing, though. It's really over the next decade and 2 decades. This is probably going to be one of the longest cycles in history for uranium.
Yeah, no, it should be a really exciting time for uranium, and so far so good. So where's the best place for investors to go for more information?
The best place is www.pegasusresourcesinc.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much for all those updates, Charles. Best of luck. I know you guys got a busy year going, and hopefully we can have you back on to talk about more exciting news in the future.
Great.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.